Question 1. Liability coverage. Which of the following types of liability insurance provides coverage for claims arising from injuries or damages sustained by third parties due to the insured's business operations? A. Professional liability insurance. B. General liability insurance. C. Product liability insurance. D. Commercial auto insurance. Answer: B. General liability insurance. Explanation: General liability insurance is designed to protect businesses from claims arising out of bodily injury, property damage, and personal injury to third parties as a result of the insured's operations, products, or on their premises. According to the Arizona Department of Insurance, this type of coverage is essential for businesses to safeguard against the financial implications of lawsuits that can arise from routine operations. Professional liability insurance Option A covers claims of negligence or malpractice by professionals, such as doctors or lawyers, which is not applicable to general business operations. Product liability insurance Option C is specific to injuries or damages caused by products sold or manufactured by the insured. Commercial auto insurance Option D covers vehicles used for business purposes but does not extend to general business liability claims. Understanding the distinctions among various types of liability insurance is crucial for insurance agents when advising clients on appropriate coverage. Question 2. Workers' compensation insurance. In the context of Arizona workers' compensation laws, which of the following statements is true regarding employer responsibilities? A. Employers can choose whether to provide workers' compensation insurance based on their business size. B. Employers are required to provide benefits regardless of the employee's work status, full-time or part-time. C. Employers are exempt from providing coverage if they have less than 5 employees. D. Employers are responsible for reimbursing employees for all out-of-pocket medical expenses related to injuries sustained at work. Answer: B. Employers are required to provide benefits regardless of the employee's work status, full-time or part-time. Explanation: In Arizona, all employers are required to carry workers' compensation insurance, and this applies to both full-time and part-time employees, according to Arizona Revised Statutes Rs. SS 23901. Any business that has employees must provide coverage, which includes benefits for medical expenses and lost wages due to work-related injuries. Option is incorrect because all employers are mandated to provide coverage, regardless of business size. Option C is incorrect. Even businesses with fewer than 5 employees are required to provide coverage in certain industries. Option D is misleading as workers' compensation insurance provides coverage for medical expenses. However, the extent of reimbursement for out-of-pocket expenses may vary depending on the policy. Understanding these responsibilities is vital for compliance and protecting the rights of employees under Arizona law. Question 3. Scenario question. Mr. Thompson, the owner of a local bakery, has been notified that a customer slipped and fell in his store, resulting in a broken ankle. The customer is threatening to sue for damages. What should Mr. Thompson do to ensure proper management of the situation? A. Ignore the customer's threat and hope the issue resolves itself. B. Immediately admit fault and offer to cover all medical expenses for the injury. C. Contact his general liability insurance provider to report the incident and seek guidance. D. Conduct an internal investigation but refrain from communicating with the injured customer. Answer: C. Contact his general liability insurance provider to report the incident and seek guidance. Explanation: In situations like this, it is crucial for business owners like Mr. Thompson to promptly inform their general liability insurance provider. This allows the insurer to guide the claims process and offer legal defense if a lawsuit arises. According to standard industry practices and Arizona regulations, timely reporting of incidents is essential to ensure coverage and protect against potential claims. Option A is inappropriate, as ignoring the threat could lead to an escalation of the situation and potential legal consequences. Option B, while it may seem compassionate, could inadvertently admit liability and complicate the legal and insurance processes. Option D lacks the essential step of notifying the insurance provider, which is critical in managing liability and potential claims. Proper claims management and communication with the insurance provider can help mitigate risks and ensure appropriate actions are taken, aligning with best practices in casualty insurance. Question 4. Policy structure and types. Which component of an insurance policy typically outlines the specific risks that are covered in the insurer's obligations under the contract? A. Declarations. B. Insuring agreement. C. Conditions. D. Exclusions. Answer: B. Insuring agreement. Explanation: The insuring agreement is a critical component of an insurance policy that specifies the coverage provided by the insurer, detailing what risks are covered and the obligations of both the insurer and the insured. It lays the foundation of the insurance contract by outlining the promise of the insurer to pay for covered losses. Optional declarations include information such as the name of the insured, policy limits, and the period of coverage, but do not specify coverage details. Option C conditions describe the obligations of the insured and insurer during the policy term, including duties in the event of a loss, but do not define what is covered. Option D exclusions list specific risks that are not covered by the policy, which is essential for understanding limitations, but does not define what is included. Understanding these components is vital for agents to explain policy details effectively to clients and ensure appropriate coverage. Question 5. Claims management. In the event of a claim denial, which of the following steps is an insurance company required to take under Arizona law? A. Provide a written explanation of the denial to the policyholder. B. Refund all premiums paid by the policyholder immediately. C. Reassess the claim without any input from the insured. D. Allow the policyholder to take legal action without first attempting to resolve the dispute. Answer A. Provide a written explanation of the denial to the policyholder. Explanation. Under Arizona Revised Statutes Rs. SS 20461, when an insurance company denies a claim, it is required to provide the policyholder with a written notice that includes the reason for the denial. This transparency is essential for the policyholder to understand the basis of the denial and explore options for appeal or further action. Option B is incorrect because the insurer is not obligated to refund premiums solely based on a claim denial. Option C is misleading, and the insurer must consider the claim's circumstances and any relevant information provided by the insured. Option D is not accurate, as most policies require the insured to follow the claims process before pursuing legal action. Providing a written explanation fosters better communication and ensures compliance with state regulations. Question 6. Underwriting principles. What is the primary purpose of underwriting in the context of casualty insurance? A. To assess the overall profitability of the insurance company. B. To determine the appropriate premium rates based on risk evaluation. C. To minimize the number of claims filed by policyholders. D. To ensure all insured parties receive equal coverage regardless of risk. Answer. B. To determine the appropriate premium rates based on risk evaluation. Explanation. Underwriting is a fundamental process in casualty insurance where underwriters evaluate the risks associated with insuring an individual or entity. This assessment helps the insurer set appropriate premium rates based on the likelihood of claims and overall risk exposure. According to industry standards, this process is crucial for maintaining the financial health of an insurance company. Option A is a broader consideration and not the specific purpose of underwriting. Option C is misleading. While underwriting may reduce risk exposure, its primary function is to evaluate risk and set rates, not to minimize claims. Option D is incorrect because underwriting involves differentiating risks and ensuring that premiums reflect the level of risk. Understanding underwriting principles is essential for agents to effectively communicate risk assessment processes to clients. Question 7. Liability coverage. An insured party has a general liability policy with a coverage limit of $1 million per occurrence. If a third-party injury claim results in damages of $1,500,000, what is the maximum amount the insurer will pay under this policy? A. $500,000. B. $1 million. C. $1,500,000. D. $0. Answer. B. $1 million. Explanation. In this scenario, the general liability policy's limit of $1 million per occurrence means that the insurer is only obligated to pay up to that amount for each claim. Although the total damages are $1,500,000, the policy limit restricts the insurer's liability to the coverage amount. Option $500,000 is incorrect because it does not accurately reflect the coverage limit. Option C, $1,500,000 is incorrect if the policy limit caps the insurer's payment. Option D, 0, is incorrect as the claim is covered up to the policy limit. Understanding coverage limits is crucial for both insurers and insured parties to manage expectations regarding claim settlements. Question 8. Legal and ethical considerations. Which of the following practices is considered an ethical violation for insurance agents in Arizona? A. Providing clear and accurate information about policy terms and coverage. B. Misrepresenting policy benefits to secure a sale. C. Disclosing relevant information about an insured's risk factors to underwriters. D. Advising clients on appropriate coverage based on their needs. Answer: B. Misrepresenting policy benefits to secure a sale. Explanation: misrepresentation of policy benefits is a serious ethical violation under Arizona law and can lead to disciplinary action against the agent. According to ARS SS 20321, agents are required to provide accurate and truthful information to clients regarding insurance products. Misleading clients undermines trust and violates ethical standards. Option A is best practice and not an ethical violation. Option C is acceptable as long as it complies with privacy regulations and ethical guidelines. Option D is part of an agent's responsibilities to ensure clients receive the appropriate coverage. Understanding ethical responsibilities is essential for maintaining professionalism in the insurance industry. Question 9. Property insurance principles. What is the primary purpose of a property valuation method in casualty insurance? A. To determine the insured's net worth. B. To establish the insurance premium rates. C. To assess the replacement cost of an insured property in the event of a loss. D. To evaluate the risks associated with insuring a particular property. Answer: C. To assess the replacement cost of an insured property in the event of a loss. Explanation: property valuation methods are used to determine the value of property for insurance purposes, specifically to establish the amount the insurer will pay in the event of a covered loss. This valuation can be based on different methods such as actual cash value, replacement cost, or agreed value. An accurate valuation ensures that the insured has adequate coverage to replace or repair damaged property. Option A is not directly related to property insurance valuation. Option B is an indirect outcome of the valuation process but not its primary purpose. Option D is more related to risk assessment rather than property valuation. Understanding property valuation is essential for ensuring that clients are adequately protected against losses. Question 10. Loss prevention and risk management. Which of the following strategies is most effective for reducing potential liabilities in a business setting? A. Increasing the limit of liability insurance coverage. B. Implementing safety management programs and regular training for employees. C. Restricting customer access to only certain areas of the business. D. Reducing the number of employees to minimize risk exposure. Answer: B. Implementing safety management programs and regular training for employees. Explanation: implementing safety management programs and providing regular training are proactive strategies that can significantly reduce potential liabilities by minimizing the risk of accidents and injuries in the workplace. According to the Occupational Safety and Health Administration (OSHA) guidelines, a strong safety culture within a business can lead to fewer claims and a better overall environment for employees and customers. Option A is a reactive measure that does not address the root causes of risk. Option C may limit exposure but does not proactively improve safety. Option D can lead to operational issues and may not effectively minimize risks. Effective risk management strategies are vital for businesses to maintain compliance and protect their interests. Question 11. Fundamental concepts of casualty insurance. Which of the following best defines liability insurance? A. Insurance that covers damages to the insured's property. B. Insurance that protects against claims for damages to other parties. C. Insurance that provides coverage for loss of income due to business interruption. D. Insurance that pays for medical expenses incurred by the insured. Answer: B. Insurance that protects against claims for damages to other parties. Explanation: liability insurance is specifically designed to cover legal liabilities arising from injuries or damages inflicted on third parties. It helps protect the insured from the financial consequences of lawsuits or claims that result from such incidents. This coverage is essential for individuals and businesses, ensuring that they can meet their legal obligations without incurring substantial out-of-pocket costs. Option: it describes property insurance rather than liability insurance. Option C refers to business interruption insurance, which is not a form of liability coverage. Option D relates to health insurance or personal injury protection, not liability insurance. Understanding the distinction between different types of insurance is crucial for agents to advise clients effectively. Question 12. Arizona State Insurance Regulations. Under Arizona law, what is the maximum fine that the Arizona Department of Insurance can impose for violations related to fraudulent insurance activities? A. $10,000. B. $25,000. C. $50,000. D. $100,000. Answer: C. $50,000. Explanation: according to ARS SS 20359, the Arizona Department of Insurance can impose fines up to $50,000 for fraudulent insurance activities. This provision underscores the seriousness with which Arizona treats insurance fraud, aiming to protect consumers and ensure the integrity of the insurance market. Option A and B are incorrect as they do not reflect the maximum penalty allowed. Option D is incorrect. While severe violations may result in higher penalties, $50,000 is the statutory maximum for fraud. Awareness of regulatory penalties helps agents understand the importance of ethical practices in insurance. Question 13. Claims management. Mr. Smith filed a claim for water damage to his home caused by a burst pipe. The insurance adjuster determines that the damage is covered under Mr. Smith's homeowner's policy, but also finds evidence of pre-existing mold. What should the insurer do regarding the claim? A. Deny the claim outright due to the mold. B. Cover only the water damage and exclude the mold-related expenses. C. Pay the full amount of the claim without considering mold. D. Delay payment until further investigation into the mold is completed. Answer: B. Cover only the water damage and exclude the mold-related expenses. Explanation: in this scenario, the insurer is obligated to pay for covered losses, specifically the water damage caused by the burst pipe. However, if the policy includes exclusions for pre-existing conditions, such as mold, the insurer can exclude those costs from the claim settlement. Under Arizona law, insurers must clearly communicate any exclusions in the policy, ensuring that policyholders understand what is and isn't covered. Option is incorrect. The insurer cannot deny coverage for the entire claim if part of it is covered. Option C is incorrect as it disregards the policy exclusions. Option D may not be necessary since the damage is already assessed as covered. This question emphasizes the importance of understanding policy exclusions and their impact on claims processing. Question 14. Policy structure and types. In the context of an insurance policy, what is the primary function of an endorsement? A. To exclude specific coverage from the policy. B. To add or modify coverage terms in the existing policy. C. To provide a summary of the policy's declarations. D. To increase the policy limits automatically upon renewal. Answer: B. To add or modify coverage terms in the existing policy. Explanation: endorsements are modifications or additions made to an insurance policy that alter its terms or coverage. They allow policyholders to customize their insurance to better meet their needs. Endorsements can provide additional coverage, exclude certain risks, or change existing terms based on specific circumstances. Option A is partially correct, but the primary function of endorsements is to modify coverage, not just exclude it. Option C refers to the declarations page, which summarizes policy details but does not change terms. Option D does not reflect the nature of endorsements, as automatic increases in limits would typically be specified in the policy itself, not through endorsements. Understanding endorsements is crucial for agents to help clients tailor their policies effectively. Question 15. Liability coverage. What is the primary distinction between general liability insurance and professional liability insurance? A. General liability insurance covers physical damages, while professional liability covers non-physical damages. B. General liability is mandatory, whereas professional liability is optional. C. General liability applies only to businesses, while professional liability applies only to individuals. D. General liability covers all forms of liability, while professional liability has specific exclusions. Answer: A. General liability insurance covers physical damages, while professional liability covers non-physical damages. Explanation: general liability insurance primarily protects against claims of bodily injury or property damage that occur as a result of business operations, while professional liability insurance, also known as errors and omissions insurance, covers claims related to professional services, including negligence or failure to perform. This distinction is essential for professionals to understand their specific coverage needs. Option B is misleading. While general liability is often required for businesses, professional liability is recommended for many professions. Option C is incorrect. Both types of insurance can apply to individuals and businesses. Option D is also misleading. While general liability does cover various risks, it does not cover professional services, which is the focus of professional liability. Understanding the differences between types of liability coverage helps agents advise clients on the right policies to mitigate their risks. Question 16. Workers' compensation insurance. Which of the following statements is true regarding workers' compensation insurance in Arizona? A. Employers can choose whether or not to provide coverage for their employees. B. Workers' compensation benefits are unlimited in terms of medical expenses. C. Workers' compensation claims must be filed within 30 days of the injury. D. Employees can sue their employers for workplace injuries if they receive workers' compensation benefits. Answer: B. Workers' compensation benefits are unlimited in terms of medical expenses. Explanation: in Arizona, workers' compensation insurance is mandatory for most employers, and it provides unlimited medical benefits for covered workplace injuries. This ensures that injured workers receive necessary treatment without a cap on costs, which is a critical protection for employees. Option A is incorrect. Employers are generally required to carry workers' compensation insurance. Option C is misleading. While prompt reporting is necessary, the actual deadline for filing claims can vary. Option D is incorrect. Workers who receive workers' compensation typically relinquish their right to sue their employers for those injuries, barring certain exceptions. Understanding the laws and benefits surrounding workers' compensation is essential for both employers and employees to ensure compliance and protection. Question 17. Underwriting principles. Which of the following factors would most likely lead to a higher premium for an auto insurance policy? A. A clean driving record with no accidents. B. The vehicle being used for business purposes. C. The insured being a first-time driver. D. The vehicle being equipped with advanced safety features. Answer: B. The vehicle being used for business purposes. Explanation: using a vehicle for business purposes typically increases the risk associated with that vehicle, which can lead to higher premiums. Business use is often associated with a higher frequency of driving and consequently a greater likelihood of accidents or claims. Underwriters consider this risk factor when assessing premiums. Option A is incorrect. A clean driving record generally leads to lower premiums. Option C is not necessarily accurate. While first-time drivers may face higher premiums due to inexperience, the use of the vehicle for business is a more significant risk factor. Option D is incorrect, as vehicles equipped with advanced safety features often qualify for discounts due to reduced risk. Understanding the underwriting factors affecting premiums is critical for agents to provide accurate quotes and advice. Question 18. Legal and ethical considerations. Which of the following actions would likely be considered an unethical practice by an insurance agent in Arizona? A. Offering clients educational resources about their insurance options. B. Pressuring clients to purchase coverage that exceeds their needs. C. Disclosing premium rates to clients transparently. D. Providing personalized service to clients based on their specific needs. Answer: B. Pressuring clients to purchase coverage that exceeds their needs. Explanation: pressuring clients to buy unnecessary coverage is considered an unethical practice because it does not serve the client's best interests and can lead to financial hardship. Ethical insurance agents should strive to meet clients' actual needs rather than maximizing their commissions through upselling. Option is positive action and promotes informed decision-making. Option C is a standard ethical practice that fosters transparency. Option D is aligned with ethical behavior as it prioritizes the client's individual needs. Understanding ethical responsibilities is essential for agents to maintain integrity and build trust with clients. Question 19. Loss prevention and risk management. What is the primary objective of a loss control program in an insurance context? A. To increase insurance premiums for policyholders. B. To minimize the frequency and severity of losses. C. To expand coverage options for policyholders. D. To simplify the claims process for the insurer. Answer: B. To minimize the frequency and severity of losses. Explanation: the primary goal of a loss control program is to reduce the risk of accidents and losses occurring. This can involve implementing safety protocols, providing training, and assessing risk factors to prevent losses before they happen. By minimizing the frequency and severity of claims, both policyholders and insurers benefit through reduced premiums and low claims costs. Option is incorrect. Loss control programs are designed to low risks, which can lead to low premiums rather than increasing them. Option C is not the primary focus of loss control. It is about preventing losses rather than expanding coverage. Option D does not accurately reflect the purpose of loss control, as it is more focused on risk management than the claims process. Understanding the importance of loss control programs helps agents support their clients in risk management and potentially lower their insurance costs. Question 20. Insurance terms and definitions. What does the term subrogation refer to in an insurance policy? A. The process of an insured transferring their rights to the insurer after a loss. B. The provision that excludes certain risks from coverage. C. The method by which an insurer calculates premiums. D. The requirement for policyholders to file claims within a specified time. Answer A. The process of an insured transferring their rights to the insurer after a loss. Explanation. Subrogation is a legal principle allowing an insurer to pursue a third party responsible for a loss after compensating the insured. This process enables insurers to recover the amounts paid in claims and helps keep insurance premiums lower for all policyholders by allowing insurers to recoup their losses. Option B describes an exclusion clause, which is not the same as subrogation. Option C is incorrect. Premium calculations are not related to the subrogation process. Option D pertains to claims filing requirements but does not define subrogation. A thorough understanding of subrogation is essential for agents to explain rights and processes to clients effectively. Question 21. General liability coverage. Which of the following is covered under a standard general liability policy? A. Intentional acts that cause harm to others. B. Bodily injury resulting from a slip and fall on the insured's premises. C. Damage to the insured's own property due to negligence. D. Liability arising from professional services provided by the insured. Answer B. Bodily injury resulting from a slip and fall on the insured's premises. Explanation. A standard general liability policy typically covers bodily injury and property damage that occur on the insured's premises or as a result of the insured's operations. This includes incidents like slip and falls, which are common liabilities for businesses. Option A is incorrect. Intentional acts are usually excluded from coverage. Option C refers to damage to the insured's own property, which is generally not covered under general liability but rather under property insurance. Option D relates to professional liability coverage, which is separate from general liability policies. Understanding general liability coverage is crucial for agents to provide adequate advice and protection to their clients. Question 22. Claims investigation and adjustment. What is the primary purpose of a claims investigation? A. To determine if the policyholder was at fault for the incident. B. To evaluate the legitimacy of a claim and establish the insurer's liability. C. To expedite the payment process for claims. D. To assess the financial status of the policyholder. Answer B. To evaluate the legitimacy of a claim and establish the insurer's liability. Explanation. The primary purpose of a claims investigation is to gather information to determine whether the claim is valid and whether the insurer is liable for the payment. This process involves collecting evidence, interviewing witnesses, and reviewing documentation to ensure fair and accurate claim handling. Option A is misleading. While determining fault may be part of the investigation, it is not the primary purpose. Option C is incorrect. Expediency is a goal but not the primary objective. Option D does not pertain to claims investigation, as financial status is irrelevant to liability assessment. Understanding the claims investigation process is vital for agents to manage client expectations and educate them about their rights and responsibilities. Question 23. Liability insurance. In which scenario would an umbrella liability policy most likely provide coverage? A. An insured's personal vehicle is involved in an accident causing bodily injury. B. A business faces a lawsuit for a product defect that caused injuries. C. A homeowner's pet injures a guest at a party, resulting in a lawsuit. D. An insured is sued for defamation due to a social media post. Answer. D. An insured is sued for defamation due to a social media post. Explanation. Umbrella liability insurance provides additional coverage above the limits of underlying policies like homeowners, auto, or general liability. It typically covers various liability situations, including defamation, which might not be covered by other policies. Option A would be covered under auto liability insurance. Option B would fall under commercial general liability, not typically covered by an umbrella policy. Option C is usually covered under homeowners liability insurance. Agents should understand the scope of umbrella policies to advise clients on additional coverage options that protect against larger liabilities. Question 24. Workers' compensation insurance. Which of the following best describes the purpose of workers' compensation insurance? A. To provide benefits to workers injured on the job regardless of fault. B. To protect employers from lawsuits arising from employee injuries. C. To cover the medical expenses of employees without any limit. D. To reimburse employees for lost wages due to voluntary leave. Answer A. To provide benefits to workers injured on the job regardless of fault. Explanation. Workers' compensation insurance is designed to provide benefits to employees who are injured or become ill due to their work, regardless of fault. This ensures that injured workers receive necessary medical care and compensation for lost wages while protecting employers from lawsuits related to workplace injuries. Option B is partially correct. While it does protect employers from lawsuits, the primary purpose is to provide benefits to employees. Option C is incorrect. While medical expenses are covered, there are typically limits based on the policy. Option D is misleading. Workers' compensation does not cover voluntary leave, but rather compensates for lost wages due to work-related injuries. Understanding workers' compensation laws is crucial for agents to ensure compliance and adequate protection for their clients. Question 25. Types of casualty policies. Which of the following is not typically covered under commercial general liability (CGL) policy? A. Property damage caused by the insured's operations. B. Bodily injury resulting from advertising activities. C. Damage to the insured's own inventory due to negligence. D. Medical expenses for injuries sustained on the premises. Answer. C. Damage to the insured's own inventory due to negligence. Explanation. A commercial general liability (CGL) policy generally does not cover damage to the insured's own properties such as inventory. It is designed to cover third-party claims for bodily injury and property damage. Option A is incorrect. Property damage caused by the insured's operations is typically covered. Option B is also covered. CGL policies include coverage for advertising injuries. Option D pertains to medical payments coverage, which is included in most CGL policies. Agents must be well versed in the exclusions and limitations of CGL policies to effectively advise their clients on appropriate coverage. Question 26. Exclusions in insurance policies. Which of the following types of losses is typically excluded from most property insurance policies? A. Fire damage to a building. B. Theft of personal property. C. Losses resulting from a flood. D. Vandalism to commercial property. Answer. C. Losses resulting from a flood. Explanation. Most standard property insurance policies exclude flood damage unless a specific flood insurance policy is purchased. Flooding presents a high risk and requires separate coverage. Option A is incorrect. Fire damage is typically covered. Option B may be covered depending on the policy specifics. Option D is generally covered under property insurance policies. Understanding exclusions helps agents ensure clients are adequately covered and aware of risks that require separate policies. Question 27. Auto insurance. Under which circumstance would a personal auto policy (PAP) typically provide coverage for a non-owned vehicle? A. When the vehicle is rented for business use. B. When the insured is driving a friend's car with permission. C. When the vehicle is owned by a family member who lives in a different household. D. When the insured is using a company car for personal errands. Answer. B. When the insured is driving a friend's car with permission. Explanation. A personal auto policy provides coverage for non-owned vehicles as long as the insured has permission to use them. This coverage extends to vehicles borrowed from friends or family as long as they do not reside in the same household. Option is incorrect. Using a rented vehicle for business purposes may not be covered under a personal auto policy. Option C is also incorrect. Vehicles owned by family members living in different households typically do not qualify for coverage. Option D may be covered by a commercial auto policy, not a personal auto policy. Agents must understand these nuances to inform clients about their coverage when driving non-owned vehicles. Question 20. Ethical responsibilities of agents. Which of the following actions would constitute a violation of an agent's ethical responsibilities? A. Disclosing all necessary information about a policy to clients. B. Encouraging clients to purchase unnecessary coverage for personal gain. C. Providing accurate and transparent pricing for insurance products. D. Keeping client information confidential and secure. Answer. B. Encouraging clients to purchase unnecessary coverage for personal gain. Explanation. Agents have an ethical obligation to act in their clients' best interests. Encouraging clients to purchase unnecessary coverage solely for the agent's financial gain is unethical and can lead to legal ramifications. Option. As an ethical duty, transparency is vital for client trust. Option C is also a responsible practice that reflects ethical behavior. Option D is critical for maintaining client confidentiality. Understanding ethical responsibilities ensures agents maintain professionalism and build trust with clients. Question 29. Arizona State Insurance Regulations. What is one of the primary roles of the Arizona Department of Insurance? A. To set insurance premiums for all types of insurance. B. To regulate the licensing of insurance agents and brokers. C. To provide direct insurance coverage to consumers. D. To create new insurance policies for consumers. Answer: B. To regulate the licensing of insurance agents and brokers. Explanation: the Arizona Department of Insurance oversees the licensing and regulation of insurance agents and brokers, ensuring compliance with state laws and protecting consumers. They do not set premiums directly or create policies. Rather, they ensure that insurers and agents operate within the regulatory framework. Option is incorrect. While they oversee some aspects of premium rates, they do not set them. Option C is misleading and the department does not provide direct coverage. Option D is not a function of the department. Agents must understand regulatory frameworks to comply with state laws and ensure their practices align with industry standards. Question 30. Problem solving and critical thinking skills. An insurance agent is evaluating two different commercial liability policies for a client. Policy A offers a lower premium but has higher deductibles and more exclusions, while Policy B has a higher premium but provides broader coverage with lower deductibles. What should the agent consider when advising the client? A. Only the premium cost, as that is the most important factor for the client. B. The client's risk tolerance and potential exposure to loss when choosing a policy. C. The reputation of the insurance companies offering the policies, regardless of coverage details. D. The length of the policy term, as longer terms are always more beneficial. Answer: B. The client's risk tolerance and potential exposure to loss when choosing a policy. Explanation: when evaluating insurance policies, it is crucial for the agent to consider the client's risk tolerance and potential exposure to loss. A policy with a lower premium might seem appealing, but if it has higher deductibles and exclusions, it may not provide adequate protection in the event of a claim. The agent should discuss the client's specific needs and circumstances to help them make an informed decision. Option A is incorrect. While cost is important, it should not be the sole factor. Option C is also incorrect. The reputation of the insurers matters, but coverage details should take precedence. Option D is misleading and the length of the policy term may be relevant, but it is not the primary consideration in this context. Understanding how to evaluate insurance products based on client needs and potential risks is essential for agents to provide valuable advice and ensure comprehensive coverage.